Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I'm back doing a react, starting it off with the video that Amberlynn Reed uploaded yesterday. It is basically a Q&A, and I know a couple creators I watch have made some long videos about it. Garlic Bread has covered it. I guess she's really she's really making people mad lately. I just knocked over the microphone. I do apologize. I wanted to say, like, thank you so much for being understanding that I lazed around on the weekend and just had this like lingering headache that was trying to be a migraine, and it ended up not being a migraine, but those are not good. I'm not a migraine sufferer per se. I know some people get them very often and they're horrendous. My mom used to get them and they would last her like 3 days, but I do rarely get them, and I have changed a lot. The weather is really changing. I've been in the midst of a pretty bad Lyme disease flare for a few weeks now, and I changed my diet. I went back on a low carb diet, and even though I'm 15 days in, and even though I respond very well to low carb diet, when you change your diet or things like that, it can trigger like detoxing and just changes in your body. So maybe that's what was going on. Maybe it was nothing at all and it just happened. But I do have a lot of reacts I want to get out and everything. But I figured, okay, I'll start with this one since it's fresh. And let's see what Amber is saying. I have a nice, even the temperature is beautiful today, guys. It's overcast, it's cloudy, it's like raining a little bit. I do want to be able to go out and get Frodo on at least one good long walk today. So hopefully the rain stop. Like it's between rain right now, but it's coming in pretty consistently. So hopefully later on we'll have time to go and take him on a nice long walk because he's been enjoying those. But the temperature is 70 degrees. It's overcast. It's creepy out. It's got a nice little spooky vibe. I love it. Yesterday, the past couple days, it's been 84, 85 here. Humid as hell and just miserable. But I still like it. I'd take that over winter weather any day. So, that being said, let's get into this. She is sped up for time as always, and I will link her full video down below. I'm going to make her full screen, and if you hear cars and stuff in the background, it is a little bit of a busier time in my area right now, but and I'm you guys know I record from my laptop. I don't have a desktop set up yet, but I'm right by the door and I have the door open and the gate up. So me and Frodo and I, correct English here, can enjoy the nice cool weather, the fresh air, the breeze, the smell of the rain, all that. So if it gets to be a little too much and too crazy, I do apologize. If traffic gets too bad, I'll just stop and shut the door, but I want to try to keep it open. Anyways, let's see what Amber has to say, and hopefully she doesn't make me too mad. I know she's been making a lot of people quite mad lately.
Back with a Q&A, just to kind of like check in. And
hi, Amber.
And I just didn't want to just like throw up a vlog and be like, hi guys, and act like I didn't disappear.
You do that all the time, so I don't know what the big deal is. But I guess she wasn't even being active on Instagram or anything like that, so, which is odd for her.
Because I did. So let's do the Q&A. There is 15 questions, and I had you guys ask me these questions from Instagram, so let's get into it. So the first...
I think that's a lot of crap because people specifically said she did not acknowledge or answer any questions that she asks for. And she's notorious for this on YouTube as well. She'll go on her community post, ask questions for questions, and then not answer the ones people really want. She's going to answer made up ones or address things she wants to talk about and say that somebody DM'd her privately on Instagram.
First question is, why haven't you been uploading? I got a lot of like, where are you? We miss you. Why haven't you been filming and
Because I'm lazy and I didn't want to do it. Is that what? That's the right answer. But let's see what Amber says.
Uploading, and it's because of everything that happened with my mom. I got extremely triggered, and it was hard. It was hard for my mom. It was hard for me, and it kind of just like made me kind of just go into a shell. And
okay, but Amber, see, here's the thing is she brought it on herself and then she didn't like the backlash, so she disappeared. She never had to mention that or bring it up. She could have just ignored it as she does everything she truly doesn't want to talk about, as she's done for years. So there was no need. So any flack she's getting from it is she has it coming.
It wasn't even just with YouTube, it's been just in general. And I've just been having kind of like a hard time. And that's just me being honest. So the next question is, how have you been feeling mentally? I feel like that was a good question to have on here. I haven't been doing that great. I have been feeling extremely low. And
I can't imagine Amber, even at her best, doesn't feel low. Being her size, having her health problems, feeling and looking and living the way she does, and the absolute poor nutrition, lack of nutrition from her absolutely atrocious diet, she's got to feel like just feel like shit on her best day and feel absolutely horrid on her worst days. I just and like people separate mental health with this. She's one of the ones all the time. Oh, I can't focus on my diet and stuff because I have to work on my mental health. Mental health and physical health are so closely interconnected. We're learning that now more than ever. Serotonin and stuff like that is a mental health hormone, yes, but it is made in your gut. And do you think Amber has a healthy gut? Hell no. She's one of those people that's classically overfed and undernourished. So there's no way she's going to be able to work on one, either mental health or physical health, without acknowledging and actively working on the other. She needs to work on them both at the same time.
depressed, and it's been kind of like dark. So I had to take a step back.
I'd be depressed as hell. I'm depressed about my weight and how I look and how I feel. And I'm a fraction of Amber's size, so I just can't imagine how she truly feels. I know she likes to put up this front that she's happy and cheery and wonderful and has this great life and has got it all together. Girl, no.
And I told myself that I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to kind of like fake it till you make it. And I'm going to just try my hardest to.
And that's what she does. She tries to fake it till she makes it. Guys, I don't have mobility issues, even though we see her waddle, not walk. I don't have bad health problems. I don't eat the same way. You know, I have my food stuff under control. She acts like she's got it so put together. She is very much the epitome of trying to fake it till she makes it. Notice I said try.
To be an adult, film. I had cameos that I did, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Those.
Who is buying cameos from Amber? Stop that. Stop it right now. I'm not against people doing cameos. Whatever. But Amber is absolutely robbing people blind, charging $60. She doesn't put any effort into anything. She can't be doing anything fun or exciting, like doing something different or unique to merit $60 freaking dollars for a cameo. Stop that. Stop buying them. Oh, God. Okay.
Made me very, very happy. So thank you guys so much for requesting cameos. Like,
I'm sure they're happy. I'm sure they made you happy because, like, I don't know what cut cameo takes, but she's still probably making $40, $30, $40 for like 5 minutes of, oh my God, like, oh, so, thank you so much. What was your name? Oh my God, I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. Like, yeah, so, okay. That's like probably 3 to 4 minutes of the 5-minute cameo. Watch it on YouTube for free.
Means the world to me, truly. And now I want to go back to like doing things that I love because I have lost all interest in pretty much everything.
Well, Amber, go to a freaking therapist. Like, this woman, there's no excuse. This woman has been in Oklahoma for what, 6, 7, 8 months now? She should have been looking for a therapist, which, by the way, she could do therapy online. She doesn't even have to get off her dead ass, or should I say dead shelf, and leave her house to go to therapy. She should have been prioritizing finding a PCP, finding other specialists, getting a therapist and a psychiatrist, somebody who can freaking prescribe meds. And she should have been actively seeking out weight loss, bariatric help in that area, be it a surgeon or just a clinic that deals with like managing weight and food something. But she's done nothing.
Just hit a very low point.
And then she sits here and cries about, oh, I'm in such a low point. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Poor me. Feel bad for me. My sympathy bone is broken. It's gone. I am sorry. And I did have somebody say comment on my last video that I agree, I appreciate and agree with your stance and everything, but I think you're a little too hard on Amber. I admit there's times I am. I get amazingly frustrated with her. I've given her the benefit of the doubt so many times. I'm one of those people who has tried to be nice, tried to help her, but she is just so frustrating. She is so deceptive and arrogant and thinks we're so stupid, and just strings you along to you get to the point where she's such a victim that you just get to the point where you're like, screw this, and you're kind of over her. And I do get extra harsh on her, and if you don't like that, I am sorry. But it's like I almost can't back off of her anymore because she's just so difficult. But it's like I'm one of those people that sticks around because at this point she's never going to change. She doesn't want to lose weight. She doesn't want to change. Losing weight and improving her health would mean that people would start to expect things of her. There would be expectations for her to be more independent, put more effort into things, and be more self-sufficient. And she doesn't want that. She's lazy. She wants taken care of, and she doesn't want to lose weight. So, and she doesn't want to give up food. She doesn't want to give up the food she likes or the quantities she likes. She loves stuffing herself. So at this point, I'm just one of the people waiting around to see how it all plays out and how it all ends, if you know what I mean. And that's sad because I don't wish that on her. If she changed and she actually was losing weight and making progress and cared about her health, I would still love to see that. I would never not think that that's a good thing for anybody, even if I despise them. Even Foodie Duty, as much as I cannot stand that woman, who I am going to be reacting to this week. So, if she did actually lose weight and was actually losing weight and making better changes and improving her health, even though I'd still hate her, I would be happy for her in that sense. I would say, yes, that's good. That's great. That's a good thing. So it kind of is what it is. But Amber has this effect on a lot of people, right?
I just pick myself back up. Next question is, what's the update on you going back on Ozempic? So I definitely do want to go back on something like that.
Which is crazy because she took the Delta 8 when she was on Ozempic to give her munchies to the point to help her eat through the effects of the Ozempic. I feel like with Amber, it would, like I just said, she doesn't really want to lose weight. I feel like the drug is already in short supply and that it would be a waste being used on her because she's not going to make the changes. She's not going to use it the way she needs to. If you heard a noise, I just sprayed. I make my own stuff, but I don't have anything made right now. But I do like to buy stuff too, guys. And I've been using these Zoom mists from the Zoom brand, ZUM. My favorite one of my favorite sprays. It's a aromatherapy room and body spray, and they're made with just like essential oils, natural ingredients. One of my favorite ones ever, guys, is their frankincense and myrrh. So good. They're out of it where I buy it. So I bought the next best thing in my book. They have so many wonderful fragrances. But this is the patchouli. And you either love patchouli or you hate it. Okay, my inner hippie flower child loves this. And I make an amazing patchouli soap, which will be in my soap line whenever I get it up and going. But so I'm spraying the patchouli right now. But the frankincense and myrrh is my absolute favorite, but you can mix and match too. I have an affiliate link for Amazon in the description. I will try to make a note so I remember. I will link the Zoom sprays, a couple of my favorite Zoom sprays. So if you want to try them and check them out, they also make like handmade, well, not handmade, factory made, but it's still smaller, like more natural cold processed soaps and like lip balms and stuff like that, lotions. If you want to check them out, it's a great brand. I'm not an affiliate, but if they wanted to hook me up, that'd be nice. But yeah, so I just like to try to share with you guys stuff that I use, that I like, that I feel is a good product, and I wouldn't recommend anything I don't like. And also, I think I will do a short with my shoes. I have these barefoot shoes I got for walking, these new ones. And I did say that I was going to do a little review on them. And a couple people said, okay, yeah, do that. I gave them about 3 weeks to break them in and stuff. And they're great. I love them. So maybe I'll do a little short in the next few days, just telling you a little bit more about these, but they're really good. I love barefoot shoes, guys. Anyways, now that that's all done, let's get back. You know, if you're new around here, I'm sorry. This is what I do. I talk, I ramble. My viewers are used to me, so.
Glutide, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right.
And I feel like when I go for several days without uploading, it's like I'm like a powder keg, and I just fill up, so that when I start recording, I just want to talk to you guys a lot. So it's like I blurb and blast a lot. Oh, I see Frodo woke up. But yeah, Amber, it's a waste of her to take this medicine because she's not going to raise the dose. She wouldn't raise the dose before. She's not going to use it appropriately.
Get at med spas, which someone actually contacted me on
and her mom would have to give it to her, or she'd have to go to this med spa to go and get it done, which means her mom would have to drive her. Do you see what I mean? Like how Amber says she's so independent and she doesn't rely on anybody. But this right here is a perfect example of how she totally, completely relies on people. Her mom in this case.
Me about it. Actually, one that's kind of near my city. I am interested in it. It's going to be cheaper than Ozempic. So I am going to call the med spa and I'm going to set up a consultation. So that is something that's
right.
going to be in the works. Next question is, do you think you'll stay in Oklahoma for the foreseeable future? I think for now, I definitely want to stay here. I love everything about Oklahoma besides the weather.
That's so funny. See, that answer right there says that she is ready and willing to uproot and move again for a chick that gives her enough attention. She said, for now, I'm happy being here. She'll move again for a chick. And then whenever the chick dumps her, which will eventually happen, she'll move back with her mom again. And it's going to get to the point where her mom and family do not accept her running back to them anymore. That's why she moved there now. I feel like personally, I think Amber should never move away from where she's at now. She should stay there, put down roots, because she's never going to have a completely long-term successful relationship because of the problems she brings and creates in a relationship. So they're ultimately always going to fail. So she needs to either just date somebody local, stay single, or tell her girlfriends, look, I am at a point where I am unable or unwilling to move again out of state for a relationship. You need to move here, because she needs to stay near her mom and near her family where she will have people to take care of her, because she can't take care of herself. Her legs, her health is getting worse. And I predicted, and I don't wish anything bad to happen, but I have a medical background. And I firmly believe I anticipated some type of critical, serious medical health concern or scare for Amber in 2024. If not 2024, definitely by sometime in 2025. She's running out of time and she's not making changes. So her condition's only going to continue to deteriorate. I think she needs to just settle here, live here, enjoy what life she has left here, and then die there. So that may sound horrible and it may sound morbid. I don't think her body can physically take the moving a lot. And it's not good for the pets. You know, Twinkie, the dog, the cats. It's hard when you're constantly moving and you're uprooting your pets. It's like uprooting your kids. It stresses them out. It's hard on them. They never know what is really home. And then also to constantly be bringing new people into their lives and around them is stressful too. But not like Amber cares about anything other than herself. I mean,
there has been a lot of tornadoes lately. I hope everyone is...
I can't wait. That's hilarious. I did scan through this comment section. And somebody said, oh, Amber, do you have like a tornado, like a storm cellar for if you do get hit with a bad tornado? And I'm like, what's she gonna freaking do? Even if she did have a storm cellar, she can't run down there, and she can't like go into a small space, get down on the floor and assume like, the storm position where you curl up into a ball with facing the wall with your knees to your chest. She can't do that. She's just a sitting duck. She can't even go in and sit. Like, she couldn't even crawl into a bathtub. She doesn't have a bathtub now. She might be able to like go stand in her shower. Amber couldn't even crouch down to get in her shower and try to assume the storm position. So at this point, she would just need to try to cover herself as much as she could, hide in her shower, hide in her closet, something with the pets, and wish for the best, because that's just one more way her weight is detrimental to her. She can't protect herself if a tornado would have, and I'm not like, I don't wish catastrophic tornadoes on anybody. I really don't. But I really think it would be hilarious to see how Amber would react if a legitimate, true, just freaking rager just came through. It would terrify her. Would that be enough to change her? Who knows? Maybe we'll see.
Okay, it's definitely scary. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to tornadoes. You guys know that.
I don't blame her. Tornadoes are scary. Like, we get microbursts and stuff where I live. We just had one a couple weeks ago, but we don't get like fully fledged like Oklahoma level tornadoes. But we get some weather.
That I'm living in Tornado Alley. Ugh, that's like literally the only thing I hate about it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this summer because that's when it gets real bad. So I am kind of dreading that. But as for everything else, like, I love living here. I love being around family, and I'm creating a life here, and I love that. Next question is, do you think
how are you creating a life though? Because you don't do anything. You hang out with your mom, and I'm not going to give her crap. I had a bad relationship with my mother when I was young. Was very what's the word? Estranged from her for many years, until a little after my son was born. Then we became very close. I ended up living with my parents the last couple of years of their life, and I took care of my mom even after my dad died. Her health went downhill, and I really took care of her, and she loved my son to death. She loves her grandkids more than anything. And I think it gave her peace and me peace to know that we rekindled and our relationship for a few years. Actually, it was like probably like closer to like 3 or 4 years, maybe. No, it was a little longer than that. But the later years of her life, and as I was older, we repaired our relationship quite a bit. And even if I didn't repair my relationship with her, she did so much for my son. I will never begrudge anybody who does anything for my son. If they do anything for him, even if I don't like them, even if I didn't get along with them, I would respect them and appreciate them. But we got along in those last years, and we made a lot of great memories and had a great time, and it made me so happy. I just wish we could have had that so much more. But I'm grateful for the years that we did have. And I think it's good for Amber and her mom to at least be spending time together and making up for lost time. The past is the past. What's done is done. Things happened that, it's a shame, but it is nice to be having that relationship with her mom now. And I was in that situation, so I know how much that meant to me and how great it was and how much it meant to my mom. So I do, I am happy for Amber for that.
Should delete their videos where they said false statements about your mom, because technically that is defamation. That's a hard.
No, they didn't make false statements. Nobody flat out said she definitely did this. They said the charges are that she did this, and they didn't straight up say kill. You in your video, Amber, said kill. Everybody I watched said we don't know if she killed it or just hurt it or interfered with its service. It was like a range. So it wasn't defamation. It was all speculation, which is perfectly legal. And I guess a channel called the courthouse, and it was actually a clerical error that on those charges where Amber's mom admits to beating up her own mom. Yikes. I guess that was only like 6 or 7 years ago, whatever. Christine's last charges were like 6 or 7 years ago. But that the service animal charges were like a clerical error. So that could really be. It doesn't negate the fact that she still freaking beat on her own mom and admitted to it. So that's horrible. But I guess they forgave each other and stuff. So that's good. But yeah, no, nobody should delete or erase anything, Amber. We're perfectly allowed to speculate. You put this all out there for the past 10 years, so, and you're the one who made that video and opened up that giant can of worms. So,
question. I don't really know, because when I think of that, like I think of myself, like I have said some things in the past that weren't true, even though I
all the time.
thought they were at the time.
Because you're a pathological liar.
Go and delete them or anything like that. So it's like, do I want to hold the same standards for reaction channels? I mean, in the sense of like the reaction channels that like really truly were like, yeah, Amberlynn's mom did do this. Like, it is defamation. That is technically like the term for it. Do I think they should delete the video? I guess maybe morally it makes sense to do that, especially because
I almost choked on my coffee, guys. Oh my god. I almost had my own seafood boiled potato situation type deal. Amberlynn Reid has audacity to talk to anybody, any of us, about what is morally right to do. Just get the whole out of here, Amber. Like, seriously, just waddle on up to the door and get out, because this woman has no morals. She doesn't. And that may sound hard. Let me know if you agree in the comments. She has no morals. She doesn't give a shit about anybody or anything except herself and what makes her happy, what she wants, what her life and her image and her desires and needs. And everybody else are all just coming along for the ride, and they can hang out if they can provide or do something for her, either be it like a ride, a car, going to get her food, make her food, help clean her house, help walk her dogs, flatter her, kiss her butt, wipe her butt, whatever. So this woman has no morals. So for her to be telling people what's morally correct, I give her credit. That takes a lot of balls.
they were so wrong. Like, if you guys didn't know, like, this whole thing about my mom has just been really hard, because we knew it was.
And it didn't have to be, because you did not ever have to bring it up. You made a video dedicated to it. You didn't have to mention it at all. All of this shit has been out there for years. You did it because your paycheck was low. You needed views, you needed content, you needed drama, and you wanted to distract from your weight and from your diet and from the fact that people are questioning if your girlfriend's real, which I don't know if she is or not. I kind of don't think she is, because she's not acting the way she does when she has a girlfriend. And guess what? What's been going on since then? She hasn't mentioned her weight. She hasn't mentioned her calorie counting or her diet or a weigh-in. So, mission accomplished. You know, she deflected. She does this every time.
Wasn't true about my mom doing something to a service animal. And I guess supposedly there was a reaction channel who ended up calling the court place, and it turns out that it was a technical error.
How do you know that, Amber, if you don't ever watch reaction channels and you don't look up stuff on you and you don't keep up with everything? Let me guess. It was the mysterious they who always messages her, DMs her privately on Instagram, where it's completely not able to be validated by anybody, right? Or verified.
Error, a keystroke error. And it's like, me and my mom knew that she would never ever in a million years do something like that. She has made a lot of mistakes, like you guys have seen her record. It's just like, how is she supposed to move on from something that she did over a decade ago? Like, she has literally made amends and has taken accountability and has been sober.
And you know nothing about accountability, Amber. None whatsoever. You will not get sober from your own addiction. So you shouldn't be talking about that. And I'm just stab in the dark here, okay? I feel like it would be easier for your mom to move on, and because if she's truly sober, however many years she's been sober, good on her. I'm going to give Christine credit. That's hard, especially a hard substance like she was on. That is hard to kick. And the fact that she did it and she's clean and she's working and stuff, good for her. I just hope Amber doesn't go and F it all up for her. But I feel like it would be a lot easier for her to move on and kind of put the past behind her, like leave it in the past and look forward, as well as it would be easier in general for her to be on Amber's channel and be a part of her life if Amber hadn't blasted all the horrible shit her parents did for 10 years on the internet. Don't you think? Like, I feel like that would have made it a little easier.
It's just like, how is she supposed to move on from something that she did over a decade ago? Like, she has literally made amends and has taken accountability and has been sober for 9 years. Like, it's not like she made, bad mistakes and then didn't make amends. And
yeah, when's Amber going to get sober from her addiction? Because she's clearly still heavily in the throes of a food addiction.
didn't take accountability and didn't change who she is. Like, I have gotten so many messages from people where they were like, the only type of person who can't forgive your mom is someone who has never either A, suffered with drug addiction or have known someone who has suffered with drug addiction. And I think that makes sense, because if you don't understand something or you've never been through something, then I can see why you'd be like, whoa, that's not forgivable. And
well, an addiction is tricky. It can definitely make people do and say it can turn people into a completely different person, depending on the substance, how far into the addiction they are, how serious, how heavily they're using. It's really shocking how much it can change somebody. So, but yeah, Amber shouldn't be talking anything about this because she is not even trying to mitigate her own condition.
I understand that to an extent, but truly I feel like what matters is that I forgive her, her mom forgives her, her family forgives her, and she forgives herself.
So that's good then. You won't be using your past as a victim mentality anymore to justify your bad behavior and your eating and your weight now, right? You'll be getting therapy. You won't be bringing it up, and you'll be actively trying to lose weight and change yourself, right? Because you've made amends. Yeah, right.
And that's exactly what has happened. And I think that's why, like, all of this just like coming up and like strangers, like, this YouTube channel is mine. It's not my mom. So like so many strangers just like attacking her for stuff that she did while under so many drugs. It's not even funny. It's been hard for her because it's like, it's not something that like a normal person goes through, they do bad things and they either take accountability or they don't. But usually that's like with.
And you don't, Amber. You do a lot of bad things, very bad things. And you don't take accountability. So again, who are you to be talking to anyone about any of this?
Within their family, within their small little group. But my mom is currently experiencing thousands of strangers just like bashing her for something.
And that's like a risk you take. Like anybody who chooses to associate with this train wreck is going to deal with that. The problem with Christine is that instead of just being somebody that chooses to be Amber's friend or girlfriend and can walk in and out of her life, she was the unfortunate person who was the victim of some very, very vicious karmic fate, and she was the one that ended up spawning this monster here, Amber. So she is like permanently tied to her, and she's always going to be, and it's always going to follow her and have negative connotations.
That she did what she wasn't even truly her true self, and it's just been like really hard for us, I'm not gonna lie. But do I think reaction channels should delete their video? It makes sense if you would, because the information is so.
Then you delete all of your videos, Amber, where you mention your mom and your dad's addiction, or at least your mom's, and your piss poor childhood because of it. So that's what, maybe like 1,000, 2,000 videos?
Not accurate, but like I also understand if they don't, because it is their job to an extent. So I can definitely see both sides of the situation. So next question is, has your mom changed her opinion about going on your channel? So when I first moved here, my mom was very like, I don't want to be on it yet. Like she was just like super shy about it, and it was definitely something she was thinking of doing for sure. And then just as of recently, like she randomly just like showed her face on video, and she's been feeling a little bit more like, oh, maybe we should have like a cooking series on your channel. It's something that we wanted to start. And
you know what? Christine has done keto and lost weight. She's counting calories and losing weight. That would be a good idea. She actually tries to eat healthier and lose weight and make better choices. She could teach Amber stuff. She's made Amber healthier, low carb foods before. Amber's never made him again. There's no point because Amber doesn't want to. And Christine actively wants to lose weight. So it would be bad for her to just eat the shit that Amber would want to eat and cook. But it is, in theory, a nice idea.
But the minute she showed her face, like this whole thing happened, and it made her literally tell me, I don't think I want to be on your channel. And that like hurt me.
Well, you better find somebody quick, Amber, because if it's just you doing this, sitting and talking and showing 2-second clips while you're out and never seeing anybody or doing anything and seeing you actually interact with people, it's gonna bode not so well, because you see the damage that the 2 years you did that with Jade, you see the damage that did to your channel in those 2 years, and your channel can't take another hit like that. And if it does, hell, you'll be getting the amount of views I get, which I like. That's great for me, and of course I want to get more and more views, but right now for me, my views are getting better and they're getting good. But for Amber, they would be shit considering what she's had in the past.
But like, I get it. I don't know if she's going to change her mind. I really hope that she does, because like who she is as a person now, like that's the person that matters. And she did not go through so much hard work.
Oh my God, more dry crying, not a tear to be seen.
To just constantly be held at the person that she was in her addiction. Because if that's the case, who would ever want to get sober if they're constantly being held to who they were then? Like, what's the point of getting sober and improving and taking accountability and completely changing who you are as a person if that's the only thing that people are going to think about when they think of you? I just don't think it's fair. The next question is, how does your mom feel about you talking about her past on your channel? So that's something that like I've always been super worried about. So even when I first started my YouTube channel, I asked both my parents, like, how do you feel about me sharing, things about foster care or things that, you guys have done that has affected me? And something they both always have said,
I thought
I have always
she
found
wasn't
so like
talking
I just feel very
to her parents really much at all when she started her channel. And she's mentioned before that she hasn't talked to her dad in periods of many, many years. You mean to tell me she got a hold of him? Hey, Dad, can I drag you and shit talk you on my new YouTube channel? Oh, yeah, sure, honey. By the way, I know I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but that's cool, yeah, and I'll talk to you again in 5 more. I don't really believe that, do you? Like, I don't know how okay they'd be with that. Maybe at the beginning of her channel, maybe because her channel was little. I'm sure they don't like it now.
Very thankful for it. It's like, it's your story too, Amberlynn. Like, we put you through these things and our actions have impacted.
Well, and you could say things like, bad things happened in my past. My parents had problems. There was issues at home. I ended up in the foster care system. And then you could speak about your foster care. You technically could have alluded and said, yeah, there were issues, without going into specific detail. Like, oh, my mom and dad were crackheads and all this and that. And, all this happened. You could have done it in a way that had more tact, where people knew it was serious, but they really had no clue as to what exactly was specifically going on.
You. So it's not just our story, it's also yours. And I think that's why like I have been okay with sharing certain things about my parents or my past, or like, my mom's record. Like, that's not something actually I would have ever brought up. I would have never like brought up my mom's record ever.
And you shouldn't have, like we all said.
The only reason why I did is because of this whole thing that's happened. 95% of the things that I have been through, I have never mentioned on my channel, but
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. Anything this woman can use for victim points, she's going to use. There's no way she has all these bad things that have happened to her. So you mean to tell me she's gone through so many bad things and all this stuff she shared, that's only merely 5% of the bad things that happened to her? I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I know some people have a shit childhood. I had some shit parts of my childhood, but it was also, a lot of parts of it were great. But you mean to tell me that poor Amber had all these, just the most horriblest that... I don't believe it. She just wants to be a victim.
The 5% that I have mentioned, it very much does involve my parents, and I have gotten permission because they say that it's also my story. And
yeah, you like to leave out that you were also a little nightmare. Like, she displayed bad behavior. She was a bad kid. She was difficult to deal with right from the beginning. She doesn't talk about that and how that constrained people and how that got her tossed around in the foster care system and stuff.
I'm just appreciative of that. Next question is, are you and Valentine still together? Yes, we are. Question.
See, she's like, yes, we are. And keep going. She's not acting at all like she does when she has a real girlfriend. And she glossed over that so quickly. she's having trouble keeping to a story.
Number 9, do you think your food addiction is exacerbated by social media? And I would say sometimes, but it's
So then why are you on it?
mainly because like I am also like kind of an emotional eater, and when things
Kind of? Amber, you're a emotional eater. You're a I can't stand even the slightest feeling of hunger eater. You're a the day ends in Y eater. You're a glutton.
get rough, I turn to food, and that does happen. Next question, what's something weird you get anxiety about? So like I have a lot of like food anxieties, and I recently just opened up to my friends about that. It's like some of my really bad food anxieties is like if I have like a double cheeseburger, that's one of them, or like a lot of pasta at once.
I'll go back and listen to this. My son has actual ARFID. He has legit food out anxieties after he had an episode when he was like 8 or 9. I think it was 8, where he thought he was choking. He was not, but a macaroni noodle felt like it was stuck in his throat, and it sent him into an absolute panic. And he had food. When people have true food anxieties and stuff like that, Amber, he stopped eating almost everything. We had to buy him protein shakes to get him to sip them to eat. We had to take him to the doctor. We had to get him in therapy. He would only eat certain very specific things, cooked a very specific way once we got him to eat. Even now, certain things he will not eat for a long time. The longest time. It was so frustrating. It was so hard. We had the hardest time with him. Even the stuff he did like that he realistically could have chewed and eaten, he would chew and spit because he was afraid to swallow. That is legitimate food anxiety. Amber doesn't have food anxiety. She just gets weird about tasting new stuff because, I don't want to eat new stuff because I'm quirky. It's like an act for her. She thinks it makes her quirky and weird. The fact of the matter is when at the end of the day, she's so afraid she's going to starve to death, which, side note, this woman could literally not eat an actual bite of solid food for a year and she would still be good to go on body fat. Okay, like she could fast for a year on no actual physical food and she would probably still be overweight at the end of it. But the fact of the matter is at the end of the day, if it's not tied down, she would eat it. As long as she can cover it with tapatio and garlic salt and onion, she'll eat it. She doesn't have real food anxiety. She just likes to act like she's weird and quirky.
Food anxieties, and I recently just opened up to my friends about that. It's like some of my really bad food anxieties is like if I have like a double cheeseburger, that's one of them. Or
why do you eat them 2 at a time then? We've seen you order them 2 at a time at McDonald's.
Like a lot of pasta at once.
And again, over half of your consumption of food is pasta in the form of ramen or a cup of noodles or spaghetti or macaroni or couscous or fettuccine alfredo, something like that. Like all you eat, a majority of your food is freaking pasta.
Once or pizza. Those are my top.
Again, now here's a weird thing for me, guys. I don't have food anxieties over stuff I don't like, because if I truly don't like something, I'm not eating it. I'm not going to eat it. Why would Amber have anxiety over pizza if she claims to not like it so much? But she has anxiety because she likes it, because she eats a ton of it. She just tries to say she doesn't like it because it's typically, a fat person food, and she wants to act like she's not like the people on my 600-pound life and she likes healthy stuff. Give me a break.
3, and by food anxiety, I mean, like, while I'm eating it, like, for some reason, my brain is telling me you might have a heart attack while eating this.
And that's a very real possibility, Amber. Have a heart attack, choke again, throw a clot, have a stroke, something. But that should be a concern of hers literally 24 hours a day, because she could just drop dead at any minute. If I were her, I'd be terrified of sleeping. There's no way she doesn't have sleep apnea. She stopped breathing on the surgery table. You know what I mean? She could very easily die in her sleep from hypoxia, from lack of oxygen. But
I know that's like not true, and that's more than like.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's not true. It's very true. And in fact, like I just said, it's more of a possibility, a lot more than you think. You should worry about that 24 hours a day, every minute of the day.
Not going to happen while I'm eating it, but like I do get those like negative thoughts. Those are my top 3 ones. Sometimes I don't get that at all, but if I
Well, then you know what? Here would be a fun trick. How about you not eat those things? How about you try not eating those things? You'll lose some weight.
I'm getting that, I usually won't finish my meal. I'll purposely only eat like half of it.
That's a joke. If she's recording or she's around someone, maybe she will only eat half of it. But then as soon as the camera's off or people go to sleep or they leave, she'll turn around and eat the rest of it. She finishes all her shit. Don't let this woman fool you for a second that there's ever leftovers.
Because in my brain, that like makes me feel like, oh, now you have less of a chance of having that heart attack. I know that's like the weirdest thing ever. Or for me, it feels pretty.
It's just her trying to cope and trying to like convince people that she doesn't eat as much as she does, because she's embarrassed by how much she has to eat, that she knows we know how much she has to eat. She's just trying desperately to paint a picture that she's not greedy and gluttonous and that she doesn't like gorge herself, because it's not attractive.
Weird. So that's why that is my answer for this question. Next question is, how does Valentine feel about you posting thirst traps on TikTok? So I have asked her this because I do get this question a lot. People are always like, why do you post, TikToks like this if you're in a relationship? So then it got me thinking, and I was like, is it weird that I post TikToks like this?
If she's real, then she doesn't care that much, whatever. But she has to be some type of feeder if she's real, or some type of degenerate to want to be involved with Amber at this point. But I don't think Amber has a real girlfriend. She's still doing this because she's still trying to hook somebody.
So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask Valentine, like, what does she think of it? And honestly, she said she doesn't mind, and that she kind of likes it because she gets to also see them, and she thinks I look really good in my
Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but if somebody's attracted to and turned on by Amber, they've got problems.
TikTok. So it's not something that like bothers her. She's not really insecure, and she's super confident in like the way that I feel for her and the way that she feels for me. So I don't think there's an issue with it. But if she was bothered with it, obviously I wouldn't do it anymore. Next question is, does Valentine want to appear in your YouTube videos? She does. It is something we have talked about, and she said that she is willing.
Then you show her or stop talking about her and say her real name and give her real info, or I don't care. Don't want to hear anything about it. And also, being in your videos doesn't just mean, oh, we hear her voice occasionally off camera. We see her finger or her hand occasionally, or a foot. No. That's not going to fly again.
To be in my videos, but I think that we're both waiting till we're both ready, because I think that's like a really big step. I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't had my partner in videos in a really long time.
Yeah, and do you see how it damaged your channel? Your views have literally cut in half because of it. She can't take that type of hit again.
So it's kind of going to be like really new territory for me. So I want to just like wait, especially like I just am not in the greatest headspace right now, as you guys can tell. So I just want it to be like a really good time when we finally like take that.
She has to wait until the girlfriend actually exists.
Next step, whether it's like her real name.
Because the camera has a hard time picking up people that are not real.
Or whatever it may be. Question 13, how do you feel that No Reaction Channel has come out and apologized to your mom after bashing her for something?
They don't need to. Jesus God. No, they don't need to. We're allowed to speculate. We're allowed to shit talk if we want. We're allowed to throw out theories and provide our ideas and commentary. Nobody owes anyone an explanation, because from what I heard, it was all mainly speculation. Nobody, maybe I'm wrong, nobody I watched came out and said, oh yeah, Christine definitively killed a dog or something. I didn't hear that. Maybe somebody I don't watch did say that, but from my perspective, what I saw, nobody said that.
Something that she didn't even do. So I think there was one reaction channel who did apologize, and that was Alex Shook. So I do actually greatly appreciate.
I think Alex shows, I like him, but I think sometimes he shows Amber a little too much grace, and he definitely believes too much of what she says. But I think maybe sometimes he's just trying to keep the peace and be nice. I don't know. I'm not about that. I'm more about trying to deal with the honesty and calling out the potential lies of it all. But yeah, no, I like Alex.
That because he did it. It makes me emotional. Sorry. It makes me emotional because he did it like the
day
it
makes me so emotional, guys, but I just can't drum up a tear. Hold on. Let me turn off the camera for a second, and maybe if I poke myself in the eye, there'll actually be a tear. She can't squeeze a tear out to save her life. Not one.
No, that it wasn't true. And there are so many other reaction channels that like literally bashed my mom.
Poor Amber. Isn't it awful that all she is a victim, guys, of life, of the universe, of Hater Nation, of us nasty reaction channels, of lipedema and lymphedema. She's just a victim. God, get over it.
That's how it felt. That's how it felt to us, because it's hard. It's heavy.
Because all things considered, she's got a fairly charmed life.
There are other reaction channels who like spoke on it like the day of, like when they thought it was true, and then they just haven't said anything since. They haven't said anything since finding out that it's not true, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth. And I've always had like a love-hate relationship with Alex Shook, but like there have been instances, this is not the first one, where he has like done the right thing, and I just appreciate him for that, like truly. Like I even told my mom that he apologized, and because my mom knows a little bit about
Again, she will like people when they're doing what she wants, but she doesn't like it if you're doing anything that's against her, that paints her in a bad light, that she doesn't like, that's not a narrative she has written.
Channels, none by name or anything weird like that. She just knows that they exist. And she's also appreciative, and she's also strangely and ironically and weirdly enough appreciative of the person who called the courtroom. And because I feel like the call was made.
Well, and like I said, I understand the addiction thing, and I know that Christine could have changed a lot over the years, especially if she's got support, she's going to church, you know, she has a support system, whether you believe in church or not. If it helps you, good. She's sober, she's working, she's trying, and I try to give credit where it's due, and I do give her credit for that. That's hard, it's a lot of work, it's something you deal with every day. And I'm happy to see that she's trying to be and do better. Like I said, I just hope Amber don't come and fuck it all up.
When in fact I wasn't. I was vindicated. My mom was vindicated.
See, that's all Amber cares about. I was vindicated. I was right. You know, that's all she cares about. This is just a aha moment for Amber. She doesn't care that her mom didn't actually do it, that it was a clerical error. All she cares about saying is, I was vindicated. I was right. Jesus, about everything is so about her.
Both, actually, strangely enough, grateful that call was made. And, you know, mistakes do happen, even in the courtroom. And that's just proof that things like that do happen. It is.
But nobody was allowed to even speculate and look up the name of your surgeon, right?
Odd that someone would call.
But they can call the courthouse and dig on your mom's record.
We are grateful that it did happen. And I think, you know, my mom had to like put me in a different headspace for a minute, because this was just getting hard and heavy. And she was like, you know what, Amberlynn, that person could have not revealed about the error. And I was like, that's true. You know, the person could have called and found out about the error and then just like kept quiet. But the fact that they, you know, I haven't seen, I don't know if it's like a video. I heard that it was like a YouTube channel. I don't even know who it was. I don't know their name or anything like that. So I'm assuming the person made a video and said, you know, it's actually just an error. You know, they could have not done that. So the fact that they did, we are appreciative. So thank you. Next question is there a reason why people think that your girlfriend is fake? So the only thing that I have.
There's so many reasons, and I'm not going to get into them all in this video, but the fact is we know, like, Amber acts a very certain way when she's in a relationship. And she's just not acting that way. And if she was in a true relationship, she would not be fine with still living apart and taking it slow. She'd either be making plans to move there or forcing and trying to get them to move in there. She wants them around instantly, immediately, so they can start driving her around and doing things, and she can rub it in her face, because don't you know, if she has a girlfriend, that means she's sexy and desirable, even if you don't think she is. So she's just not acting the way we've seen her act literally her entire life, her entire YouTube career. That's why people don't believe it.
I've seen, because I do get messages, is that people think that she's fake because of the timeline, because two of my exes are also
that too. That's very suspicious too.
Relationships or whatever. And it makes sense. I understand, because I
think she was trying for a long time to get Jade back. And Jade was like, hell no.
Like over 2 months to reveal that I even had a girlfriend. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, because like I have never really been single for that long. So it shouldn't even be surprising that I have a girlfriend at this point. So the last question is, do you have a problem with jealousy? So I'm not really a jealous person.
Oh, she's not a jealous person. Give me a break. Amber is insanely jealous. Amber is insanely controlling and manipulative. She is a control freak. That's a part of the problem why She can't do a diet and won't listen to doctors about anything, be it diet or medicine or therapy. She has to be in control and do everything her way all the time. She made Destiny call, she wanted Destiny to call her on all of her work breaks and all of her lunches and talk to her on the phone the whole time to control her and know what she was doing, who she was talking to. She would call people at Destiny's work and have them report back to her, oh, what's Destiny doing? She made Becky quit her job. She didn't want her girlfriends to even go see their families. She's insanely jealous and controlling and manipulative. Holy shit.
Person. I don't get jealous of other people's money or
even that blind guy, Stevie Wonder, you know, yeah, the one you said wasn't really blind. Even he can see the jealousy, Amber.
people's looks or other people's this or that. What I do get jealous about though is like stuff in relationships. Like when I'm in a relationship, like I am a jealous girlfriend. I don't know if that's like part of like an insecurity of mine or if that's like BPD. I don't know what it is, but
it's insecurity, it's your immaturity, and it's just your selfish nature.
I do get kind of jealous, pretty jealous, and I'm actually working really hard on that.
And that's not a trait. It's not a good trait. I mean, it's one thing to be a little jealous, because I always said, here's my take on it. I do get a little jealous over certain things once it gets to a certain point. I mean, maybe I'll joke about it with my partner. Sometimes it can be worse. But for the most part, like, I've matured. You're obviously worse about it when you're younger. And that's one of the reasons I think Amber's bad about it, is she's mentally stunted at around 15 years old. 14, 15. And that there is jealousy at that age because it's immaturity. But, like, I'll get jealous if a girl, like, pays too much attention to my boyfriend or is trying to get, like, his phone number and call him or private message him, stuff like that. But in general, I like when girls think my boyfriend's cute, or if they want to talk to him. Like, I think it's cute because I think he's cute, and I like when people are attracted to him, you know. But, you know, in a lot of ways, I'm not jealous. And I told him, I said, if I wasn't a little bit jealous, then that there is a problem. Because if I really didn't care, if I gave no shits and I said, I don't care, you can get that girl's phone number, you can talk to her, or she can have your number and she can call you, go hang out, go do whatever. She wants the private message, you send you boob pics or whatever. Okay, whatever. If I absolutely don't care, then that means that I don't have emotion attached to my connection with you, at least in a romantic way, that my heart's not in it, that I don't have some type of romantic feelings for you. So I can like, if like a girl is flirting with somebody I really actually do like and want to be with, it'll get me a little bit, it'll bug me a little bit. I'll be like, I don't like that. But if someone's coming up to you and flirting and I'm like, oh, hey, do you want me to go ask her if she wants to go out with you? Or do you want me to get her number? Or I don't care. Then that's when you know, when there's no ties there, that's not a good thing. But you can't obviously take jealousy to an insane level, which Amber most certainly does.
And I feel like I have gotten a lot better. The only thing I can do is improve and try not to like show my jealousy too much, if you know what I'm saying.
No, you can see, I can just try not to show my jealousy too much. That's hiding it. Amber, it's eventually going to come out. How are you trying to fix it? Are you going to therapy? Are you trying to get freaking help? She's difficult. Anyways, that's the end of the video. There's only a few seconds left. I have enjoyed, not gonna lie, watching cute little Twonk in the background on her little bed, just sitting there listening to Amber like, oh God, another one of these damn things. So, you know, what bull crap. If Twinkie or the cats could talk, guys, oh my gosh, what would they say? I'd love it. But let me know what you think. I think she's full of crap. This whole thing with her mom, she's opened this whole can of worms herself, and she's reaping what she sows, you know. So, but anyways, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you had a good Monday. I'm gonna get this edited and make my thumbnail and get this out to you as soon as I can. And I am going to, even if I can't take Frodo out, if the weather isn't permitting, I'm going to try to get out for a little bit of a walk. They're really good mentally and physically for me. I really like it. I suggest you guys go out and have a little walk every day. It's great for you. But I will get that all done, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. I hope you have a good one. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you later.